Do you have a rotted deck? Water damage, rotted wood? Do you need to replace it? Let's get into it. Now, when I saw this project, I thought for sure the post was going to be shot and we were going to have to dig down and replace the post. But if you look carefully, the post still has integrity. It's sitting on the proper steel plate, and it's also sitting on a footer pad. There's concrete under there. So it actually is pretty solid on the post. We're just going to replace all the loose and damaged wood. I don't think this project's going to be too bad. Typically, I find with deck rotted wood, it's mostly just the surface, exposed surface areas that are rotted. Usually the floor joist and the structure underneath is usually just fine. So I got a random assortment of pressure treated wood. I did measure, so hopefully we have the right stuff. Quick tip when working with pressure treated wood, there are caustic chemicals that are embedded in the wood to help it to last longer. So always wash your hands after handling it, only cut it outside in the fresh air, and never burn your scraps with pressure treated wood. Well, this one doesn't even need a hammer. This one's just gonna come right off. Okay, when you're replacing rotted deck boards, there's no logical place to stop. It seems like when you put new wood next to the old wood, that certainly won't match. So you just have to pick a spot where you think the wood has integrity and stop there. The previous builder had used nails. That's not really a great practice for a deck. Screws would be so much better. Look at the technology in this screw thread. It literally has a pre-drill here, so you don't have to use a separate drill. You won't split the wood. It is 2.5 inches long, and it is rated for pressure treated wood. You want to make sure your screws are rated for pressure treated wood so it will not rust out. Also, I love these star driver bits. These star driver bits will hold much better. A typical Phillips screwdriver will slip right out. It'll strip the screw out. So yeah, upgrade to the star drive bits. I've never had one slip yet. These stair step stringers are very loose. I will reattach and I'll refasten so it's as good as new again. Marking here. Now, if you don't have a square for a straight line, that's fine. Simply do your first measurement up high on the piece of wood and then down low on the piece of wood, and then get any straight edge. When you connect those two marks, you will have a perfect 90-degree cut. You want a nice sharp circular saw blade. Cutting through pressure treated wood sometimes can be tough. It can kind of bind up. There's a lot of chemical in that wood. Okay, here I'm just making sure I'm happy again with the levelness of the step and keep adding reinforcements to make it strong as ever. Here I'm on my knees. I did not bring my sawhorses to measure and cut these pieces of wood. It was such a small repair, I figured we'd be out of there quickly. Okay, on this deck, which is a common problem, the posts and the railings were in the way, so we have to either remove that piece and or strategically cut your deck treads around any obstacles. That's going to be a common problem. Okay, a quick tip on deck tread spacing. Traditionally, you'd put a nail or a screw in between, and that would give you the perfect spacing for drainage. However, you don't really need to do that anymore. When I touch the pressure treated new piece and the old piece, you can feel the moisture difference. The new pressure treated wood is so damp. There's so much chemical preservative in there that you don't want to leave a space at all. Literally just put the planks tight together, and over time, like the next 6 months to a year, they will dry out and naturally kind of space out on their own, so you're good to go. I like to use 2 screws per tread, no more. One on the left, one on the right. That kind of prevents cupping and twisting. Okay, onto the most difficult cut of the repair is notching out around that post. That's a U-shaped notch out required around the post. There's a few different ways you can do that. I'm going to try that with my circular saw, cutting it kind of an X pattern first to do my straight cuts and get the most material removed from the wood. There's no easy way to do this. You just have to go slow and be patient so you don't ruin that plank. And then as you get near the end of that detail cut, as I did here, go ahead and just literally bring in a handsaw and just finish off the detail work with hand rather than the power tools. Okay, let's do a dry fit and see if we've come somewhat close. Okay, I think that will probably work. So before we get to the step treads, the original builder had a decorative skirt board on the front. We're going to replicate that as just a 1x material. So it's still treated wood, but it's a lot thinner.
than your construction wood. And it's going to dress it up like that. By the way, this is a pretty small repair project, and this box said it had 77 screws, and we are almost out. So definitely plan for more fasteners than you think you'll need. Okay, this was a great weekend project. Just got a little bit of sawdust to sweep up. Step is as strong as it's ever been. All the rotted wood is surgically removed and replaced. This is definitely a DIY project you can do yourself. You don't have to hire a contractor. You'll save hundreds of dollars, perhaps even thousands of dollars. Deck wood is very expensive. Hey, I knew you could do it yourself.